Hey guys, Adam Winch here with Defenders USA. Hey, we have such a good thing today here. I want to introduce you to a guy who's become a friend, and certainly I would say a brother in Christ. But anyways, this is Kurt Bellm with BellmTCs, and he's actually invited me over today to see kind of his setup here today and what he does, and it's just so good that I want to tell you about it. In fact, I believe BellmTCs is also on the resources page of our website, pretty sure, and if it's not, I'm going to make sure it's up there today, but I think it is. But I think what he does and the products they have and the things they build and do is important for you, the gun folk, right? Certainly our Defenders USA students, but for other people too. So Kurt, thank you for letting us come here today.
You're welcome. Glad to be shooting a video. So,
oh, this is cool. Tell us who you are.
So my name is Kurt Michael Bellm, and I am the owner of BellmTCs LLC. We are a company that actually started in 1979.
Truth.
My father started the company after an apprentice under the late great P.O. Ackley. People that are into reloading know P.O. Ackley, the famous Ackley Improves. Yep. Dad finished a couple-year apprentice under P.O. Ackley, started his own gun shop. Initially started with bolt-action rifles, Mausers, things that just came through the door. A guy walked in one day with a Thompson Center Contender. Not a lot of people know what a Contender is.
Those are fine guns.
They are fine guns. So a Thompson Center Contender is a switch barrel single shot that is an action and any combination of many different barrels.
Okay.
Guy walks in, said, hey, you know, I'm shooting matches here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Gun is not shooting to my expectations. What can you do about it? Dad took it upon himself to figure out what its shortcomings were, started making parts for the gun to fix it because Thompson Center would not address it.
So your dad, started making the parts, and from what I understand, what I saw from what you have here, better than what Thompson makes themselves.
That is correct. Think of it as an accuracy part.
Okay.
Better triggers, better hinge pins, better parts.
Okay.
I remember filling orders for these parts when I was a very young man. So I've been literally doing this since I was about 6 years old. It started as a young man working with my dad. I would get out of school and take a bus up Salt Lake City, up Redwood Road, and spend time in that afternoon with my dad filling orders.
He calls himself a young man at 6. I was still a snot-nosed kid.
Yeah, so yeah, I've been doing this a very long time. I don't really consider myself to be a gunsmith. I'm not.
Okay.
There are a lot of guns I don't know that much about. I love taking courses, love getting better at what I do, but I'm not really what would be considered a gunsmith. I'm a gun specialist.
But by the way, he said taking courses. He and his wife, they took a concealed carry course and a couple handgun courses with me here at Defenders USA back in November, August or September.
It was cold.
It was cold last year.
Yeah.
So they took it, and I'll tell you what, these people are shooters. Anyways, so just so you know, they're not just gun specialists, they're shooters too. Anyways, please go on.
Okay, so, basically had grown up around Thompson Center Contenders, around shooting. Dad was a marksman. He was an instructor for the Air National Guard of Utah, and I am also a veteran. I was in the Army National Guard and Army. So you're welcome. It was my honor. We have a little bit of military background in our family, so take that to heart. I really believe in what the veterans do. I believe in all the sacrifices that we've made, but I really believe in the Second Amendment rights, what we, the heritages that we need to follow, the things we need to teach, and we really believe in trying to let our knowledge be known to other people and pass it along. So. Long story short is approximately 11 years ago, Dad called me out of the blue. Hadn't talked to him for a month or two, a while, and he said, "Hey, look, our business needs help. We're at a situation, we're at an impasse where we need help." Basically said, "Okay, let's take it on." We started with about 50 products.
So you took over BellmTCs from your dad.
That is correct.
Okay. So you're now the head of the company.
That is correct. So the agreement that Dad and I had was that I would effectively run every aspect of the business other than what is called barrel smithing, which is the job he's always done, which is modifying a barrel. So in 2010, I took over the company. We started with about 50 products that Dad had developed over the years. We quickly expanded to every Thompson Center accessory that we possibly could. Expanded our own product line to over 300 products that we manufacture and sell throughout the world. And now here we are, just growing like crazy.
So understand something, the BellmTCs or TC is literally a world-renowned organization. I'd say that you guys and what you do is actually pretty famous within the Thompson Center world, right?
That is a fact. We ship products to every country in the world that will allow us to ship a product to them.
And of the products you showed me that you build downstairs, and I understand these are like all sorts of little tiny parts and pieces to these type of guns. For those of you who don't know the Thompson Center, it's a single shot thing that can be turned from really like handguns for either hunting, sporting competition, and turned all the way into rifles and shotguns of pretty much all sorts of calibers from what I understand. In fact, he hauled out 2 or 3 of them and I got to look at them and right? I've never really been in the single shot world. I've always been in like military guns, police guns, things that squirt out a lot of bullets. But I'll tell you what, I fell in love with a couple of his Thompson things down there. In fact, if we weren't friends, I'd probably just shoot him in the leg and steal it right now, but that'd be a bad thing, so I'm not gonna. It's incredible, right? But I mean, from what I understand, you take all the internal parts and pieces that come from Thompson, which is decent standard gun stuff, and now you've manufactured with better metals, better everything, so that by the time this is said and done, this thing is almost a Gucci gun. I mean, it's truly high end.
That is exactly what we're known for. Is we take a standard product, which is a great product. You know, I have nothing but great things to say about Thompson Center. They're a great company. We take their standard product and we just accurize every part of it that we possibly can. Because of our background with P.O. Ackley, with the different things that we've done as BellmTCs, we have a great following of hand loaders, and so we have actually developed a lot of different rounds over the years that are specifically designed for the difference in the design of this gun. For example, a rimmed round is always going to be a better choice in this gun than a rimless round.
Okay.
So we're going to try to take some deviation of that rimless round and make a rimmed round version of that to benefit out of, again, the design of the gun being different.
So he was telling me earlier that you guys have built like 30 different calibers out there that are just really kind of so much better than the vast majority of what you buy off the shelf from the standard bullet manufacturing factories, and really a lot of them been I guess crafted for the Thompson Center, but of course that high quality translates across other platforms, right?
It does. There's definitely benefit. There's a lot of knowledge that we've gained over the years, and it's a lot of contacts in the whole industry as a whole that has allowed us to really understand the differences of the guns, the ammo that the gun is going to like, and really try to tailor those components, those parts, those pieces for the specific gun. But with that being said, honestly, Adam, I'm a gun guy. I love to shoot. My wife loves to shoot. We are into every aspect of the shooting sports that we can. You know, there's a lot of things that I enjoy, just general shooting. Yeah, I specialize in Thompson Center, but I'm all about learning more.
So you also have through BellmTCs.com, right, which is
Yes.
your website.
Yes.
It sounds like you guys also do all sorts of products. It sounds like hundreds of thousands, if not more, products that you guys sell through BellmTCs.
That is correct. So as of about 4 years ago, we had a situation where we had to update a website, and we went to SHOT Show, I guess it was 2016, and learned a whole lot about websites, about the industry as a whole. We'd always kind of stayed kind of specialized. At that time, we'd had an FFL for about a year, and we have a Class 1 and a Class 6 FFL, which is sales of firearms. Class 6 is the manufacturing of the ammunition.
Okay.
So
important nowadays.
Very important nowadays. We discovered that the industry was screaming for distributors like me, sellers like me, that would give access to all the different aspects of the shooting sports industry. And we were able to actually do that on one website, which we have now, BellmTCs.com, where we actually sell over 250,000 products on there. Now, right now, as everybody knows, everything's out of stock.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of things are out of stock. So we really try to go the extra mile. If there's something on that website somebody wants, call us, let us know. Hey, we'll do what we can to get it in. There's a lot of things that we do that we just don't list on the website. There's a lot of custom builds. There's a lot of custom options. When somebody orders a gun from me, I am going to spend literally about an hour on the phone. My customers can testify to this. I am going to spend an hour on the phone with that customer, and I'm going to make sure that that build that they want is exactly what it is they want, whether it's a stock that's different that we get from a supplier, whether it's the custom parts that we do, whether they want the barrel cut down and crowned to a different length. That's something my dad does, by the way. Those are all things that we want to incorporate in giving that customer the exact Thompson Center, the exact firearm that they have dreamed of all their life.
So another area you're an expert in is the AR platform, both the 223 5.56, but also the AR-10, right? Or really think the 308 or 7.62 by 5.1. So he was able to show me some of the stuff that he's built up. And from what I understand, you've also built for not just standard Joe or Jane who wants a really high quality, say AR-10 or AR-15, but you've also built AR-10s both for long range and even for CQB for, say, law enforcement and for other type of agencies.
That's right. So word of mouth is wonderful.
Yep.
It's alive, and people find out about me, find out about what I do.
It's easy to trust word of mouth.
It is easy to trust word of mouth. People find out that, hey, there's a guy out there that's really concerned about, all the different options, not just trying to sell them something out of a box. And that's what people get a hold of me for, is I try to build them, exactly what I think would be beneficial to them, but I'm also not going to turn down an idea that they may bring to me.
Well, he showed me a couple of some of the AR-10s he built up, and I got to tell you, just absolutely fantastic. And over some time here, over the last, I don't know, 8 months or a year, whatever it's been, I've also been able to see some of the other products you sell, to include all the different handguns that you've got. And I also know that people can call you up and be like, okay, I don't see this type of maybe handgun on your site, but maybe can I get it through you? And you're able to do it. And in fact, I know you guys do transfers even.
We do.
You do transfers through you guys. But also, I've had a lot of Defender students, that, especially in this ammo crunch right now, that they don't have ammunition. And I've been able to tell them, hey, okay, call Kurt here, check with him, see if he's got ammo. And I've had student after student be able to come to one of my courses who desperately needed the training. In fact, in 5 or 6 of those cases, it was literally a matter of life or death that they get trained right then and there. And they were able to get ammo for him to be able to come to a course for us. In fact, one of the reasons I'm here today is to actually pick up some cases of ammo so I can take it back and give it to my students, or basically it costs just so they can come to a course. So also on the ammo side, can you tell us a little bit about that?
You bet. So as I mentioned, I'm a Class 06 licensee, so that basically means I have the ability to manufacture ammo. We have developed we just have years of experience loading ammo. So we have rounds that we have developed that are very specific for very specific guns. In addition to loaded ammo, I sell whatever I can get. And honestly, here lately, it's just been a matter of I'm very active in the industry. We're always buying inventory of some sort. So I have these distributors that have just been really gracious about giving me their allotments that they get.
Right.
And it takes a lot of years, a lot of commitment. They know they call me. If they have something that is available to them, they know I'm going to take it, and they know I'm going to pass it on to somebody that's going to use it.
Well, and if the manufacturers, they know you, right? You've spent the time building the relationship for all these years. They know you. Your word is gold. They know what you do. They know you're not out gouging people in pricing, and I've learned that very clearly with you, that you're just doing it as right as possibly can. The manufacturers get to know that, they trust that, and therefore that kind of moves you up at the top of their list to be able to send stuff to you to pass on to other people.
It certainly does, and we estimate that's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah. So it's really knowing the right people in the industry, knowing somebody that is like me, that's going to go the extra mile, that's going to make the phone calls. You're not going to call me up and you're going to tell me, hey, look, I need a case of 9mm, and I'm just going to hang up the phone and not take any information from you. A week from now, I may have that case. So I've been on both sides of the counter, if you will, and I really understand what it takes to be out of something that you need. So. Yes. I'm more than willing to back order. Whatever it takes to get you what you want. That's what I'm about.
Okay. And from what I understand too, in the reloading side, that not only do you reload, say the smaller calibers, say from the 9mm, whatever else. It sounds like you can also go into more of the carafe rounds, the Gucci rounds, or even just standard bigger bore type stuff. Is that correct?
Well, there are limitations. So a lot of it is, when anybody with any reloading experience knows that it's all about the press, the components that you put in the press, right? So we are not necessarily set up to load every round that's ever been manufactured, yes, but yeah. There are contacts that I have in the industry that have been made over lots of years, that we're very resourceful about getting things that you just basically don't know or actually even exist. So we're able to do some pretty unique things. Really, when I set up to load a round, I'm not just going to look into the book and find out what the book says, because the books are honestly, they're just a start. And
a guide.
And they're a guide, and all that guide is going to get you kind of close to where you need to be. So there's a lot that goes into that. We really want to try to use the best components that we need, and honestly, the book is not necessarily always going to give you that recipe.
Okay. Well, with all your time and experience, and as I have learned well this last year, with the depth of knowledge, you're able to take the guide of the book, and I think from what I see, refine it to where really everything you're giving out, from what I see, is truly high quality. And that seems to be kind of your persona. I mean, you've invited me into your home, and I mean, as you can tell, it's just extremely well taken care of. I've seen your shop extremely well taken care of. I've seen how you deal with customers, both myself and then my own people, Defenders USA students, and it's just always that way. And it seems like it's not just a personality, but it's also something that translates into your work, into your business, that everything is truly of the highest quality I think you could probably produce. Could we say that's correct?
I would say it's correct. I think there's integrity in everything we do, and you know, why that has left the some of the gun industry, I just don't know. So I really like meeting people like Adam that just operates at the highest integrity and on a level that I find to be the level that I choose to to operate as well.
Sure try to, and sometimes fail, but sure try. So
You know it.
well, I got to tell you, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this time. I'm sure there's a million more questions, because I mean, as I came down here and I went through his shops and looked at the stuff he does, I mean, there's so many tiny little things that I'm not a gun mechanic guy, that to me I'm sitting there looking at it going, okay, that's a spring and that's a spring and that's a spring, but they're all different, but to me they look like a spring. But when he explained it, the manufacturing, the stuff they put on it, the ways they go through it, a lot of it's built right here in Colorado or other places around the US. And I mean, it just looked like there's so much stuff that even I was kind of confused in the detail of it. So because of that, there's probably things I don't even know to ask you. What's some of the other things you could tell us that I haven't even thought of?
Well, really honestly, we are really big about sharing our knowledge. We really want to let people know all the things that we've developed over the years and we've done over the years. With that being said, it's hard for me to find time to do everything. I'm really glad that we're shooting this video. It's something I haven't done in years and need to do more of. The website, BellmTCs.com, if you get into tech support FAQ pages, there are article after article after article after article of great information. There is days of reading that somebody could do on our website to gain that knowledge, gain that insight of all the things that we've been doing for the last 42 years.
So you gun nerds, right? Go read that stuff, because I probably won't. But I know, like one of our instructors, Russell Anthem, I mean, he gets into the weeds of this stuff, and I guarantee you that he's probably going to spend a lot of time in there. And there's a lot of you boys and girls out there that, boy, you get into the detail, the nuance of this, that I think that sounds like you could be of a lot of help with.
We can. But at the same time, if you don't have the time to do all that reading, you really are not a gun guy, just pick up the phone, call me, tell me what you want to do, and we will make it happen. Okay,
well, on that case, so it's TCS, or Bellm, so it's BELLM, so it's his last name, BELLM TCS.com.
Okay. That is correct.
BellmTCS.com, and of course, in the video here, I'll put underneath in the comments, I'll put a link up to it, and I don't know if you're okay, I'll put your phone number on there if you're okay.
Yeah.
So I'll put the phone number up there and kind of tag whatever in there. But understand something, those of you in the gun world who like these type of things, the single shot Thompson Center, which I just today fell in love with. I've seen these, I've played with them, but I never really paid attention. Today, I fell in love. So this is probably something I'm going to focus in, but if that's something that you guys like, give him a call, look up their stuff too. And if you don't mind, comment, share, like this, and please subscribe to the Defenders USA YouTube channel. But share this thing around. And then also, if you have anything there you're curious about, feel free to comment in there, and we will get back to you. In fact, I think we're going to get this downloaded. You have a YouTube channel or something like that.
Yes.
So we're going to get this downloaded not just to Defenders USA. We're also going to put it on their channel there. So feel free to talk directly to us in here. And understand, if you're getting into the nuance of TC stuff or Thompson Center type stuff, I'm not your guy. That's your guy. You want to do defensive fighting type stuff or learning to shoot, that's your guy.
That's the man.
Right? And we'll play back and forth, but I think we have a good collaboration here, and certainly a growing friendship and brotherhood. So Kurt Bellm, and Kurt with a K.
That's right.
K.
Yep.
And TCS, or BellmTCS.com. But we want to thank you for your time, and go find out about these people. Spend your time and money with these people, and I'm sure his wife needs shoes, so spend your money with him.
Thank you.
Okay?
Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother.
You
Take
got
care.
it.
All right, see ya.